What's going on, guys? Welcome back to our Let's Play series on the Amplified Console Edition. Now, on our last episode we left off building the single iron golem farm. Now, after spending a good 3-4 hours AFK there, it only built up a couple of stacks of iron, and I'm going to need a lot more iron than that, a lot quicker than that. So what I have gone and done is I have built a nether tunnel all the way to the edge of the nether, and then came out this side to the edge of this world, which I think is, yeah, if you see the Z coordinate, it's at 2500, which is the edge, which is just over there a little bit. And over here I'm building a quad iron golem farm. Now, the reason that I've chosen to build it miles out of the way out here is because I still want villagers near my main base to do the trades with, to get the mending books and silk touch books and everything else that I want. So if I do the villagers over here, I'm having 4 iron golem farms, which is minimum 40 villagers. The villager cap is only 50 on the console. Now, what I believe is correct, which I've tested a few times in creative, is that as long as the 2 separate areas are not loaded at the same time, and I'm playing single player, so it's very unlikely that would ever happen in my world. So I'll have the iron golem farm over here, I'll come over here to AFK and build up the iron, and then back at my base I'll have all my villagers to trade. Now, I've already got stuff set up here. As you can see, I've got 4 of the drop tunnels already set up, so I had to measure the distance. Each one is 95 blocks away from each other. Now, the minimum distance between 2 villages, I believe, is 65 blocks, and I'm doing 20 by 20 iron golem farms, so it will come out 10 this way and 10 from this way, which would leave us with a 75 gap just to be safe. And all 4 of them will be active from the center point where I will have my AFK. Now, I took some time to set up the new villager breeder over here, and that took some work. Not building this took around about 20 minutes to actually build up, but actually getting the villagers over here was extremely difficult. I had to bring them through the nether on boats. I lost about 6 of them dying within the netherrack. And yeah, but I did manage to do it. But each time I had the nether portal up there to bring that one in, and another nether portal down here to bring these ones in. And for some reason, each time they teleported in, they used to just drop down into the water. I'd come through the portal and they'd be in the water. So then I'd set up a water elevator to bring them back up to put them in place. But this is all now running, so this will continue running while I build the actual farms. So I wanted to get this set up, so then I had the villagers already going in preparation to move them to each farm once we get 10 each time. Now, I'm not going to put you through the boring task of watching me build one individually. I've got all the resources here that I'm probably going to need to build them up. Got the ice for the water streams, got netherrack for scaffolding, got wood for our main building choice, I've got enough doors to cover us, and the glass for the actual waterways to bring them all to the center. And yeah, so I'm gonna crack on with this. I'll throw in a few clips of me building it, and I'll bring you back once all 4 farms are done. Okay, see you in a bit.
watching seasons change. Our roads were lined with adventure, mountains in the way couldn't keep us from the sea. Here we stand open arms. This is home where we are, ever strong in the world that we made. I still hear you in the breeze, see your shadows in the trees, holding on memories never change.
Welcome back, guys. Now, it's been about a day and a half to 2 days since I finished building this entire thing. As you can see, quite a few different bits and pieces changed since the last clip. Now, I've built this little area out here just to grow trees while I've been AFKing. I moved the nether portal from over there to just here, so it's a lot quicker to get back and forth. Yeah, I've got all like the ingredients here, all the poppies from where the drops are. As you can see, it's been running pretty well and consistent each time I'm over here. The only issue that I've got at the moment is the fact that only 3 of the Iron Golem farms are fully active at the moment, and that would be that one, and that one. The villager breeder, after reaching 35 villagers altogether, it just completely stopped. Like, you'd still get all the love hearts, but yeah, they just completely stopped breeding. Wasn't too sure why, so I've started growing some potatoes down there, and what I've been trying to do is force breed this 4th one. It's only got the 5 villagers in. Now, while giving them a load of potatoes, I'm still getting all the love hearts and all the bits and pieces before they breed, but they're just not breeding. So by the looks of it, what I am going to have to do is make the strenuous task of transporting 5 more villagers from my main base over to here to fill this one up. But as you can see from the amount of iron that we have been getting, running free, and I've only been AFK for one night, a total of I think about 9 to 10 hours. And then the rest of the time, I've not really been over here too much, other than that AFKing period. I did like start cutting down a load of trees because I needed wood to start making hoppers and stuff, and that's for future projects. But yeah, having the little potato farm, I harvest that every now and again while I'm watching my programs and leaving the trees grow, and I'll chop them down. And yeah, I've been building up the resources, bought over a load of the bone blocks, a bone mill for growing the trees. So I got a little bit tired of waiting for them to passively grow. But yeah, so quite a lot of iron, so that's been working out pretty well. Let me just grab a load of this actually, so we can head over to our main base. I can show you the changes that I've been making over there. Yeah, I've set up a little ender chest here, just so I could transport more stuff each time. But yeah, this amount of iron should keep us going for a fair few projects anyway. And we are done. Okay, so we'll hop over. Now, the nether tunnels are all linked up properly, so it's very straight tunnels from one point to another. I went to an ice spike biome and I got an absolute ton of the packed ice, because it used to be about a 2.5 to 3 minute run from one end to the other of this, and now I will show you just how quickly it is when you go by boat. It's a little bit trippy, the walls, but I am definitely going to have to decorate this soon enough, and it's going to take quite a while to do, because that is an insane journey to make. But what I need to do is that the decoration needs to be not modular, because otherwise going that speed past sections that look the same over and over will make your eyes a little bit tripped out, which I don't want each time I go back and forth, so it should be a pretty plain design that I come up with for this. Now if we hop back into the nether portal underneath our cottage, I believe. Yeah, so I tidied this area all up and made it look actually reasonably decent. I'm just putting a little door underneath here. This is our main little storage room. Let me just get rid of all of this iron on me. So happy with the amount of iron that I've got now. Before, it was like every single project I was undertaking, I was constantly then having to go out mining halfway through. And yep, it would be night time, so quickly sleep. Now, the other thing that I was working on, I wasn't really working on it, but I just went ahead and built it. Let me, can we grab that? Thank you. Let's take our horse over there, if it wants to behave. Yeah, the lighthouse up there. I did go ahead and build that. I wasn't too sure if you'd want to see me building that, because it was pretty much purely cosmetic, just to have something there fill the gap. And I think it's come out looking pretty decent. And with me, when it comes to builds, I try my best to find a purpose for each thing that I build. Like, the majority of the times I end up turning cosmetic builds into some form of a farm. But for this one, I ended up just adding a little stable onto the end to store our horses. Now, underneath the carpet, you've got the fence posts, so then they can't get out or in unless you're on them. So that's actually extremely handy. And as you can see from inside here, yeah, I've had to use the trapdoors as doors everywhere, because you've got the villager breeder just there, and doors is close with them throw them off. But I clearly didn't think this one through. And then yeah, this thing's completely hollow, so I was thinking about throwing in like a pumpkin farm or a melon farm in here. Obviously it won't be super efficient with the amount of room that you've got in here, but yeah, just something to fill the gap to make it not just a cosmetic build. Now, the lighthouse area up here, all of these redstone lamps are connected to a daylight sensor, which is on the roof, so they'll all switch on come night time. And with the building blocks for this, I went for the entire grayscale of you've got the normal blocks, the cracked stone bricks, normal stone bricks, and the plain stone and cobblestone. And I've noticed that when you mix them all together in a build like this, it's, instead of having a very plain wall, it gives it a bit of texture. And then I've added in a few of the stone brick stairs just to give it a little bit of depth going up. But yeah, I like the way that it's actually come out, and it's definitely filled that gap. But you're going to have to let me know if you want me to do them sort of builds on camera or not, or if you just want to see me build like the infrastructure stuff and like the main redstone contraptions that I'm going to be getting up to. But yeah, that one came out pretty nice. I'm actually quite happy with that one. I'm definitely going to have to do something about this villager system, because as you can see, they've all just built up and they're not being picked up automatically. So I'm going to probably in the next episode build a villager sorter. Pretty much the exact same one that you've probably seen in about 100 different Let's Play series, or if you're a fan of the Hermitcraft series, about 4 of them have built it. So I want to build one something like that, but it's about finding the room, because obviously I've dug out that area specifically for a sugarcane farm, which I want to get to building soon. So I'm thinking that it may have to go off this direction here, but obviously we've only got so far before you get to the edge of the cliff. So that's going to be something that I'm going to have to work around after I dig out the area. and I don't know why that is there. Let's get rid of that. Oh yeah, that was from the powered rail. Now obviously I've not done any more with this pathway. I'm still in two minds. We have got I think it's title update 35 coming in the first couple of weeks of June. That will bring in the definitely confirmed concrete blocks and terracotta blocks. Now, I'm not too sure if this entire thing is going to be redesigned using them blocks or not. The colours of them are extremely vibrant, so I'm definitely in two minds about trying to use them in this sort of build. But I definitely want to be using them in the future. I'll have a play around with them once they're in the game. Yeah, because if you've seen the PC update with the terracotta blocks and the new concrete blocks, the colours of them are insanely vibrant, like ridiculously vibrant, and it may just be a little bit too much. But oh my god, this horse is so slow. Come on. Yeah, we have still got our miniature iron golem farm that we built in the last episode. Now that one still has the right amount of villagers, it's still producing iron, and it will still produce iron there, so that's going to be sort of just a mini passive iron build up. And as you can see, I've already built the outline of our initial first keep, and then we're going to have another wall outlining around that even further, so then it will sort of just build up in layers over time. But that main building that I'm going to be building up over the small iron golem farm is what I'm thinking about making our main sort of base area. So that's where our main storage would be and everything. And that way, when we're over there using our storage, which would be a lot of the time, obviously I'll have different little farms set up over there, like a super smelting system and probably dig down to build our new strip mine and have all of that running. So if I'm over there enough time, the iron will passively build up. But the initial outline of it, I think, looks pretty decent, and I'm not too sure. So see, I've got quite a lot of different miniature projects that I want to get done, and this one I started doing just because that was just block placing and planning out. And to record that for people to watch, like that alone, laying that out took me about an hour and a half, 2 hours. I know it's barely anything there, but it's getting the dimensions and the shape of it that I wanted, so it sort of got torn down and rebuilt about 5 or 6 times. And I'm not too sure if that would be too interesting to watch me just place a load of blocks, not like it, and then remove it all, then place a few more blocks, not like it, remove it all. But yeah, once I've got the definite shape sort of figured out, I'll bring you in for the actual building of it. It's going to be very plain to begin with, because it's just going to be sandstone and smooth sandstone and probably chiseled sandstone for little details. But once we use I'm definitely leaning towards using the nether brick for more the depth and details, and just to bring it alive sort of thing, to add a lot more character and colour to it. Because clearly, as you can see, it looks extremely plain and boring at the moment. But yeah, that's our complete catch-up. If you have any questions regarding the pod iron golem farm, like regarding the dimensions or how far each one needs to be away from each other, or even if you want me to go ahead and just do a tutorial on it, it's extremely simple and basic mechanics of the villages. It's nothing like you'd see on the PC. Because a PC you could go a lot more intricate without the cap with the villagers. But yeah, if you want me to do any sort of tutorial on that sort of thing, then let me know. But I do think for this episode, that is going to be it. Now, I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't already, please do subscribe for future content, and let me know what else I can do to make it better. But thanks for joining me, and see you next time. Bye bye.